Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Optional Forex, whereby I will talk most of the things not about Forex. More of it is about indicators. All right, so starting off the show, as per my usual format, I'll be talking about possible reversals. For this week, same as last, I don't have actually much reversal set up, but it's more of an after reversal, but continuation from the weekly time frame. So let us have a look at the charts. Where is my chart? Where are my charts? That's up. Okay, there we go. All right, so there are three pairs on my watch list this week. Again, it's more of a continuation from the weekly time frame. So the first on my list is actually CAD Yen. So you can see that, interestingly, well, to me at least, so this is where we got our reversals. That's a really bad color. Change. Yeah, so we got our reversal signal, and that was back in 31st August. That's actually before the show starts. So that's actually reversal for me. So you can see that immediately price actually reversed pretty fast. Now, what's interesting is that, let me have a proper highlights. So you can see that price reverse, now come back and retest exactly the low of the candlesticks. Yeah, so we can go down to the daily time frame or even a 4-hour if you wished, and there we have it. So if tomorrow this turns out to be an actual bearish engulfing bar or just any kind of bearish price actions, you can actually consider going in for short CAD Yen. Yeah, of course you can partner this with the indicator which I showed 2 weeks back. That's the average candle, or another candle which I'll be sharing, another indicator which I'll be sharing shortly. Yep, so that's CAD Yen for you. The other pair that which is on my watch list, that will be Swiss Yen. So now this goes a bit more way back. So you can see that this is where our reversal comes in. Very, very nice reversal. Yeah. So you can see that that happens on 10 August. That's even way earlier. So now, as of last week, we can see that price have made a very, very bullish move back up to the low of the reversed our signal. You see? So you can see price went down, come back up. So on the daily time frame, or even a 4-hour if you wished, as it is now, we already have some sort of bearish candle, but I don't see this as any viable candlesticks which I can trade. Yeah, so this is neither a pin bar, test bar, or an engulfing bar which I can go in. Yeah, sometimes I do trade off a, what you call it, doji bar. Yeah, doji candlesticks, which I don't see it either. So in this case, I may actually decide to go to 4-hour time frame and instead look for a lower high. Yeah, so this is what price has done. Oops, bad color. Yeah, so this is what price has done. So what I'm looking for is this. Yeah, so at this exact spot or there about the area, if there's a reversal candlestick for me, that I can actually consider go for short positions. So that's Swiss Yen for you. I'm actually getting the hang of drawing the box. Now the last pair which that's on my list, that will be Euro Dollar. So this was something which I highlight way back. No, actually, yeah, at the start of the show, Euro Dollar. Yeah, as in 4 weeks back. So price indeed had a reversal. Now come back and testing the midline. So anything that's on the midline, I'm actually not that interested to short. I'm more interested to short at the low of the signal candle. Yeah, which in this case it happens on the 14th of September. So let's go to daily time frame. So you can see that I don't have much of a candlestick as of now. Against what I'm actually interested in seeing is possibly for price to do this. So over here, this is where I'll be interested to put in a short position. Yeah. Personally, to me, I know that some traders they like to place their position at the midline. Yeah, because you should possibly get your TP1 before the high or the low. Personally, that's a viable trading style, but it's just not my trading style. Yeah, I prefer to place it at the extreme end where price has made a clear-cut break. Yeah, so all I'm looking for is a break and retest, a possible break and retest. Yeah. So if you are one of those really, in my slang, called what we call a kanchong spider, you can possibly go down to 4-hour time frame. Yeah, so we can see still really consistent higher high and higher low. Yeah, so on a 4-hour time frame, what you want to see is for price to do this. Yeah. So this would be a really risky move, but if it works out, it will give you a higher reward. Yeah, so what you want to do if there's a reversal candlesticks, this would be the early stages of head and shoulder pattern. So if you are really trading here, then I would highly recommend you take your TP1 before the low of the box. Yeah, so you need to get a TP1 because there's a very, very high chance that price might indeed break and retest, or if it does not break and retest, then it will simply bounce off that area. Let me change the color. So this is what I meant. Yeah, so you need to get your TP1 before the low of the box. Simple as that. So that's all I have for the reversal candlesticks. I hope everyone is pretty clear. Now, the indicator that I'm going to share this week is known as PZ reversal fractals. Yeah, Mike, I have to trouble you to paste the link on the YouTube and Facebook chat. Yeah. So I'm going to paste the link at there, and this is where you can get it. So you can actually download. It's free of charge. You don't have to pay anything. Yeah. So this is essentially a fractal indicator. Now I've been playing with fractal for quite some time, and fractal is what I would say is an extremely lagging indicator. Yeah, but is it really a bad thing? No, I wouldn't think so. Yeah, and as what you can read through a description, you can read through the reviews and comments, but I have to actually show you, or rather teach you what are actually fractals. Yeah. So essentially, this is a fractal. So you can see that fractals are, you need to key in the configuration in odd number. Yeah, so this is known as a 5 candlestick fractal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when the 5th candlestick is being printed, is closed, then it will be known as a confirmed fractal. Yeah, but the signal for the fractal will actually appear even before the 5th candlesticks. Yeah, so you need to wait for the 5th candlesticks to close it before you actually trade the signal. Yeah. So there's 1, 2, 2, 3. So the signal will appear as early as the 4th candle. But if for some reason the 5th candle decides to shoot up, the signal will disappear. So that's the repainting part that comes in. All right. So you need to wait for the 5th candlesticks. That's for the usual fractal that we see. Now, what I like about PZ candlesticks is that it had the creator has already stated yeah, the indicator is non-repainting. So that's the good thing about for this particular fractal indicator. Yeah, the usual, we have a fractal indicator on the MT4, but that is repainting, and that's what I've explained. Yeah, so if it's a 5 candle fractal, by the 4th, the signal will appear. But if by the 5th, if it's an invalid signal, the signal will disappear. Yeah, so that's why it's a repainting one. But for this particular one, it will only appear on the 5th candlesticks, at the close of the 5th candlesticks. Yeah, so you can actually backtest this. Yeah, so it's much easier to do it. Again, another signal, so you can see that this is a 5 candle fractal. So we can have a 7 candle fractal, 9 candle, 11 candle. It must be in odd number. All right. Now back to my screen. There we go. Okay, so once you download the candle, the fractal candlesticks, it will actually appear in market. Right, under your navigator, it will appear in market, and then that is your candlesticks. You can actually drag from there and put it on. So for mine, I've downloaded it actually on a separate site. It's actually the same thing. So once you download it under the inputs, right? So that's the bars in fractal that you can that you will see. Number of bars that it will look back. For 5,000 is a lot. If your trading computer is not that powerful, you may decide to be in 1,000, so it doesn't really calculate that much back, doesn't look back that much. Of course, most of the indicators I share, alerts are important to me. Yeah, so if the indicator has no alerts, it's kind of useless to me. Yeah, so you can actually enable or disable the alerts. This will be particularly useful if it's linked to your mobile phone. So let's have a look at 5-candle fractal. So there you go. So you can see this is the first, second, third. There's some ugly, I have some ugliness, sorry, fourth and fifth. Yeah. So by the fifth candlesticks, okay, so if you have a perfect D, then the signal will appear. Right. So your possible trading range is actually from the fifth candlesticks to the low of the fractal. That means, assuming I'm going for market entry, it will be this huge. So that will be about 58 pips. Okay. So is it really such a bad thing? I wouldn't think so. So why I wouldn't think it's a bad thing is that if, as what the author has mentioned, if you have already a direction to trade from, right? That means if you are really determined to go, this is an uptrend and you want to trade for long, go for long, and all you are waiting for is for price to either come down to a trend line, horizontal level, then you have a predetermined direction, and you're not really waiting for any sort of candlesticks, but you're really trading the market movement, as in pure price movement itself, not price action, then I would say that this is useful to you. And if you're trading on a 4-hour closed, I mean H4, you can potentially go to 2 time frame or 3 time frame downwards. Okay, what do I mean by that? And yes, and you'll still be possibly trading roughly the same range of the H4. Okay, so what exactly do I mean by that? Let me give you some examples. I hope I have not lost any of you. So let's look at Odd Swiss. Okay, this is our daily chart for Odd Swiss. You can see it. This will be what we known as a, can either name it as previous support turn resistance, previous demand zones, whichever it is, don't really care. But to me, this is a rather simple setup. Previous support, now turn resistance. You can see that price wobble a bit, broke, retested. Very, very nice retest that I had. So assuming for this particular trade, okay, when price, let me change color. When price broke and come back for a retest at this candle, right? Come back for a retest. All I want as a trader is a reason for me to go short. I need a reason for me to go short. Okay, so that's where the PZ reversal fractal comes in. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of price action. Yeah, some of you who knows me personally is that I don't really worship price action per se. Yeah. I would instead go look for indicators combination that trades the movement of price. That to me is more important. Some will term it as momentum. Yeah. So really, once the momentum turns to the downside for short, then I need a reason. I don't need a reason. I need the indicator to give me an alert. Right. So back to the story. Price broke retest on the daily chart, which is 30th of September. So on the 31st or the 1st of October, all right, so this has already happened. So 1st of October, I will want to go short. So I can go down all the way to M30. And let's see what happens at 10. Okay, so this range is all the way on the 1st of October. I will only get my signal to go short over here. So this will be the first candle, second, third candle, fourth candle, fifth candle. Right. So when this bearish bar appears, then I'll get my signal to go short. I'll go for market entry and then put my stop loss at the high. And I'll still get my 3:1 eventually. That will be roughly 2.5 days later. Right? So that's how you can actually use it. Now, in terms of our stop loss range, this is a 14 pips range that I'm trading. Now let's look for another example. The erase orders. So pound kiwi. Let me just. So you can see here that pound kiwi price previously went all the way up, calm down, high test bar, a pin bar that appears. On top of that, what do we have here? So you can see that this was a previous high test bar, price broke, retest. So this effectively forms my horizontal area. And in the same area, I have another high test bar. All right. So once this appears, then I would be interested to go short. So that bar actually appears on the 1st of September. So from the 2nd onwards, I'll be interested to go short. So let's look at M30 and see what happens next. These are very, very common setups. There. So actually, I do get my signal candle. You can see that again. 1, 2, third candle, 4th, 5th. Okay, so that's my 5th candle. So once this 5th candle has been implanted, then I get my signal. As per usual, let's end market entry and go. So for this, price get to 1:1, and then I will actually get stop out. Right? I don't want to give you a perfect scenario. There will be winners and there will be losers along the way. All right. So, but this gives me an excuse to go in. The indicator simulates that, indicates that price has been going lower, and that's a good time for me to go in. And for this, my stop loss range is 61 pips. Yeah. So this is really very akin to a H4 candle already, 61 pips. But I do get, once I stop out at the same horizontal area, okay, I do actually get another opportunity to go in. Sorry. At the same horizontal area. So you can see that price again give me another signal to go in. So at this time round, 1, 2, that's my entry and my stop loss. All right, so for this candle, I may or may not get stop out. So if I did not get stop out, this will be a winner. If I get stop out, then this will be my second loser. Simple as that. So let's have a look at Euro Yen again. Sorry, not Euro Yen again, but another trade possibility. So for Euro Yen, what I have, so this is more of a reversal setup. My horizontal level is at 115. So if you have a look at weekly chart, this is what happens. Right? So for supply and demand traders, this will be your demand zones. For normal trend traders, we will have marked out our horizontal level. Why 115 is a huge thing at 10 is because if you zoom out, this is what happens. Price did bounce off this level in the past. 115, hit perfect touch, false break and above. So we would have seen this quite even a while back. Now, on the weekly chart, once we mark out this horizontal level, so you can see that price actually went down all the way, touch it, and by the 10th of May, we'll be looking for reasons to go long. So that's on the weekly chart. Okay, so if weekly chart you have spotted this, then all will just go down to H4, won't be M30. Just not go too far back. 10th of May. So we'll get our first opportunity to go long over here. So in fact, this is already considered a higher low. We'll get trigger in and stop out immediately. And within the same week, we'll get another opportunity to go long. And this time around, we get our 3R risk to rewards. Okay. I don't know how some of you trade. If you get stop loss once by the same chart analysis, you may just decide to give out on the chart. But for me, usually, if the structure of the price still remains intact, I tend to give myself second or third chances. So this will be a very nice setup as indicated by the indicator. Last example that I have for you, Pound CAD. So this will be from buy directions. Okay, what I mean by buy direction, dual direction. So again, we have our horizontal level, price broke. So let's get rid of this trend line first. Price broke, came back for a retest. So the retest actually, why did I? Yeah. So price actually retested. This is a daily chart on the 28th of September. So that means by 29, we'll be interested to look for a short. So again, look for M30. We didn't get our short signal at all. You can see that we didn't get our short signal at all on the whole range of 29. And even up to 30th September, we didn't get our short signal at all. And if you refer back to the daily chart, this is what the candlesticks looks like on 29th, 30th. So if you realize that this is a candlesticks, price have some rejection at the level that I marked out, then we'll still be continuously looking for viable short signal. Especially this is known as a high test bar to me. So that's on the 1st of October, I'll still be interested in looking for a short signal. And let's see what happens at 10th. Okay, I'll get my short signal from here. And this is really a huge bar for me. There'll be more than 100 pips. I can guarantee that I won't be trading this. The second signal also comes, and this will be more than 100 pips. Not interested. So it does give a signal, but you have to use your discretion when to actually take that signal and when not to take it. So actually, when price comes down to the support, previous support and resistance, sometimes there's, I would say, 1/4 of the time, it will actually give your signal too late. Then we just have to abandon it, not take it all the way. Now, I did say that earlier on is that this will be a bi-directional trade. So some of you would have marked out a trend line. Then just on this shape alone, this will be known as an ascending triangle, which is all cool. So what do we have here when an ascending triangle? Second touch, first touch, second touch, we are not interested. But by the third touch, which is what happened yesterday, then we are potentially interested in trading it. Let's go to M30 today. We don't have any signal yet, but Pound CAD M30 yet. We might potentially have a signal by the end of today. Okay, so this is the candlesticks. This is the indicator which I wish to share today. PZ reversal factor. Yeah. So this is only useful if you have a predetermined direction ready. Yeah, please don't trade all signals together. I've already backtested it. If you just trade all signals, it ends up in a losing overall losing ratio. Yeah, it only works if you are trading it within the trend or a reversal and you already know which direction you want to trade. And when the signal comes in, that's where you can jump in. Now, some of you who wish to be more conservative, you can actually change the bars in fractal. So it will result in lesser signals. So you can see that, let's take, for example, these two. There you can see that some signals actually disappear, some signals actually appear. Personally, I will just stick to 5. 5 reversal candlesticks, because 7 reversal candlesticks, that means by the time the signal appears, I'll be late by 3 candlesticks. It's kind of too late for me to trade. All right, so that's what I will be sharing today. Any questions that you have for me? Hi, Titan. Hi, Kelly. All right, so the link to download is actually, I think, right at the top of the chat. Yeah. So if you have no questions, hope you enjoy the indicator. As always, anything that you have learned, anything that I've shared, please do not trust it completely. Always backtest and verify. Right? This indicator alone does not give you winning signals, but this is a good indicator to have if you have a predetermined direction. And as I mentioned right at the start of the show, it gives you late signal. Okay, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. So what I meant is that if you are usually trading on a H4 for entry, you can actually go down all the way to M30. Yeah, because by the time the third candle appears, your trading range should be very, very similar to a H4 trading range already in terms of your stop loss. Okay, I still have 4 minutes left. Actually, I just wish to ask you guys. I've been sharing different trading tools and indicators. If you all have, what kind of indicators would you all like me to share? I think this is the first time I'm asking. Any particular classification of indicators that you all be interested? Trend trading, reversals, or more of utilities? If I have it in my library, or if I happen to chance upon it in the future, and if you all speak of it, then I can actually bring it up. Of course, any indicators which I bring it up, usually I will do a fair bit of backtest, which is quite a lot of work, but I rather enjoy it. Yeah. Usually, the indicators that I backtest, they shouldn't be belonging to the category of repainting. Yeah, I mean, repainting indicators does have its uses, but I will try to avoid them because it's quite detrimental to new traders, which I understand some of you are. I don't want to mislead you. Trend trading. Cool. All right, Parish, I'll take note of it. But even the reversal candlesticks, and on the very, very first show which I shared was the average candle, these two can be used for trend trading. Which indicator do I use the most? Well, unfortunately, I don't, because I play around with a lot of indicators. Look, the thing is that I already know how I want to trade. So indicators, I'm really using indicators just to give me a objective way to enter the market. Yeah. So every 1 month or so, I will change the indicators that I use. I don't really stick to one. That's the thing. But if you're asking me which class of indicators which I love the most, up to now, I would still say that the MACD histogram still remains one of my favorites. Probably I might share them in my next show, MACD histogram. Yeah, not MACD itself, but MACD histogram. All right, so with that, thank you everyone for joining, and I'll be seeing you 1 week later. Goodbye.